Hi everybody, welcome to this weekly webinar for Eat2earn. In this webinar today, what we're going to focus on is training. We're not going to do a business presentation. So please look back on the YouTube channel. You should have already all subscribed to that channel now. And make sure, obviously, there's a notifications tab. What I'll do is I'll take you to that in a minute and show you what I mean. So that you get notified of any new videos that get uploaded. Today I've produced a 27-minute video which is of the presentation, so you're not having to get them to watch a full webinar and all the stuff that goes with that. It's just the presentation and a bit more information, and obviously as we can improve that as we go along, we will. There's a few people, I'm just going to mute you all because there's a few people causing feedback, so just 1 second. Les, I'm just going to mute you as well. I'm not being ignorant, we can take you off in a bit. Let's just make sure everybody else is on mute. Okay, and I'm going to just make myself bigger. Right, I need to make sure you can see me better. That's better. Okay, so today's video, obviously we're not going to do a business presentation, but you've all watched it, so you all understand the principles and you know about the 3 phases that we're in. So the phase that we're in at the moment that we need to progress with more than anything else is the affiliates. Because it's all right going after the takeaways, which we do want, but you can't be a one-man warrior. You can't do it by yourself. So you need to have quite a few restaurants in your area for it to be something that we can then share with customers. So having one person going around a big city is just going to be time-consuming, and you won't have enough time to do it. So I do recommend that you all look for people who are going to want to join the party effectively. And the more affiliates you have, the more restaurants they can bring on board. And it doesn't mean to say that everybody has to go out and get 10 restaurants each. You know, some may only get 1. That's not a problem, because the affiliates in your team may have more, you know, they may have more experience in doing that. They may have more of a kind of a get up and go attitude, and they don't mind going and talking to people. And to be honest, once you've spoke to a few people, the fear factor that most people have got, and I'm one of those people, I'm not an offline marketer in one way or another, but I'm willing to do it, and I'm willing to go and speak to those restaurants, because what can they say? They can only say no. Can't kill you. There's nothing. What are they going to do if they say no? Is you just walk to the next one, and then you can go back. If you do find somebody, and you'll find people who are receptive, because they obviously want to help their customers, and they obviously want to help themselves as well. So you will find ones that do say yeah, and then you can go back to the ones who said no and say, well, restaurant number whatever down the road is just signed up, so if you don't get on board, he's going to get the clients, not you. So you can play them off against each other. I would say your first job really when you go into restaurants after you've got your affiliates is go to the ones you use the most, because you've got a relationship with those people. So, you know, rather than doing well, you could go for a takeaway and eat in the restaurant and get to know them that way. But make sure you're the person collecting the takeaway if you go in and get it a takeaway, and ask to speak to the owner and explain a bit then as you're picking up your takeaway, because he knows you're a customer. So there's that relationship as well. So don't go knocking on restaurants that you've never even been in before, because they're not going to know who you are. Or make sure you start using those restaurants and start building up some relationships. And that's the best way really to get that off the ground. I would say in the industry that we're in, it's all about know, like, and trust, because the people have got to trust you. They want to know who you are. I mean, anybody walking off the street, they're not going to speak to. But if you're a customer and you've had that relationship for a couple of years or even 2 months, they're going to think, well, you know, I'd rather give it to you than some stranger off the street. So that's another thing as well. So does that make sense? Has anybody tried that approach? Yeah. No, I can't see everybody's picture, so I don't know. Open up the chat box, everybody. If you hover over the bottom of your screen, there's a bubble that looks like a chat box. If you can just open up that and just tell me if anybody's actually been to a restaurant yet. Can you just put yes or no, whatever you want to put in the box, just so I know who's done what? No? Okay, John, I expect that because you're brand new, so that's no problem. I think Leslie has. Ayub's not been. Karen's waiting for leaflets, which is fair enough. Karen, there is a booklet that you can download now, so you may want to download the booklet, which I believe it's going to be much better at explaining for restaurants and takeaways. The leaflets, okay, cool. The leaflets are more for, you know, like encouraging people to use the service. Carl spoke to one before. Leslie's been to one today, which she'll explain in a minute what they said. So that's good. Hold on, we've got Danny coming on as well. Hi, Danny. How you doing? I think you're on mute, aren't you? Danny, we're just going through some training, so we're not doing a presentation today. We're just doing training. But I know you know all about the business, so that's fine. Carl's waiting for the book to be finalised. I think it is now finalised, Carl. So I think the one that was issued on the WhatsApp group is the one to go with. Regarding WhatsApp, is everybody on the WhatsApp group? If you remember, obviously you need to be an affiliate first. Are you all in the WhatsApp group? Okay, brilliant. What does that mean, Karen? I don't know what that means. Froze up. Is it me? Is everything okay for everybody else? Yeah, everything's fine, Karen. So it's okay. Okay, so that's so that we have got people who've been. So this might be an opportune moment to get Leslie on board. So Leslie, I'm going to unmute you. Are you free to talk? Or are you still cooking tea? Oh, sorry. Hold on a minute, I've lost Leslie. Leslie, are you free?
Yes.
Okay, so you want to explain, I'm going to pin your video. Hold on a minute, let me just unpin me because it's, right, okay, Leslie. So do you want to just give us a bit of a rundown on what you've been doing for the last few days and just tell people how it went?
Okay, well, I've been waiting for the list of postcodes, takeaways in my postcode areas. So while I was waiting for those, I thought I'll have a little first attempt myself anyway. So I checked on the Just Eat site and I found a couple of takeaways that are quite close to where I live. So I thought, well, I'll just target them. I have to admit, I was nervous. I was walking the plank, just like... I parked the car, I found the takeaway I was targeting, and I crossed over the road. I looked in from over the road, then I crossed over. And I actually had to push myself in mentally. But anyway, I went in, and it's a small takeaway. So there was a few people getting served. So when they got served, I just said to the chap who asked me, to take my order, I said, can I just have a quick word with the manager? Is the manager in? So he said, oh, the assistant manager's in, and it was this female. So she just looked at me. So I said, can I just need 5 minutes of your time. Is it any good if I hang around now for a bit? So she said, yeah, just give me 10 minutes, go and sit down, and then I'll see you. So she sorted a few orders out, and then she called me over. So I just started off by saying, I can see that you're with Just Eat. So I've got something here to show you that is like, it's on the same principle as Just Eat, but it's much better. It's benefits for everybody. So I had a copy of the booklet printed out in colour. So I just whizzed her through that very quickly because I knew she wasn't the one going to be making the decisions. But if I can get her on side, she might promote it nicely to the owner. So we had a little chat. She seemed fine. It came across they really don't like Just Eat. She said, we do about 100 orders per week to Just Eat, and they are a tiny little takeaway. It's Freddy's, not even a big chain. So I thought, bloody hell, Aki's estimations are very good, because if this small takeaway still does 100 for Just Eat, it's pretty encouraging, really. So I gave her a few facts and figures, and the last page of the booklet is the little message from Aki, which says, it's quite good, quite an inspiring sort of quote from Aki, that we all need to get together to get do something that's going to benefit everyone, not just these big corporations. Anyway, so she seemed quite impressed. She didn't like Just Eat, and so I said, when can you? If I give you a copy of this booklet, will you be able to see the manager with it? So she said, yes, I will. I'll be seeing him tomorrow. So we agreed that she will see the manager with the owner with it tomorrow, and then I'm going to go back in at 4 o'clock tomorrow to answer any questions or to see what the response was. So that's all it was. It's not exactly earth-shattering, but for me it was great, because it actually walked in and started the process. So I didn't do anything wrong. Under the circumstances, it was fine. But I think each time I go in one, I'll hone my patter a little bit better. But being able to leave the booklet was great, and I left my number, and I left one of the leaflets I've got with my referral link on, my telephone number and my name, and then I'm going back tomorrow. So all in all, it wasn't quite as daunting as I thought it would be. It was actually okay. Now, obviously, it's not resulted in a sale yet, but I'm quite confident. What she did say was they're so sick of Just Eat that they've created their own website so people can order directly from them. So I said, yeah, that's a good idea, but how are you going to be able to, increase your customer base? Like the V3, they're going to be leaflets to hundreds of people, and we've got the reward thing, the reward side, which you're not going to have. So if you've got your own website, fine, but don't write off Eat2earn, because I think we can probably bring you a lot more customers in. So I left and I'm going back tomorrow, but it was okay. I felt like doing a little skip along the road when I came out, because it actually proved to myself I can do it. So,
that's fantastic, Leslie. And you didn't make any phone calls previous, which might have been a good idea. Did you not think of ringing them before?
I thought of all sorts of different ways, and I've spoken to a friend of mine who's got, it's not a takeaway business, she's got a cafe type of business, and I've gone in and picked her brains about how she think it will work best. And she said from her experience, don't ring. People ring her all the time, and she just said, I haven't got time, I'm busy, puts the phone down. So she said, you go in somewhere smartly dressed and go in and ask to see them. She said, I think that will work better. So I think it's going to be a mixture of all sorts of things. I mean, the postcode list I've got from Jordan at the support group is fabulous. It's got all the telephone numbers on. So I may ring a few and try and make appointments, but I think it's going to be hit and miss, because the owners are not always going to be there, the ones who can make the decision. So as I say, I wouldn't say what's best to do. I just had to do the first one just to prove to myself I could do it. And now
it won't be a problem, will it? Because you've done one. I think breaking the horse's back for that first thing, it's like anything. It's like learning to drive. It's the first time you take off, it's like you're frightened, but every time gets easier, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It will do. I won't. I've got a few questions from there that I've realised, which I'll ask you later on. But yeah, I'll just. So I'm probably going to do a mixture. I might make a few phone calls and see if that's any good, because I know some of the takeaways, I don't think they probably don't open till late.
Yeah.
All the ones I'd targeted, I was checking the opening times to make sure they're actually open, because I don't know whether some actually just do the deliveries and they don't actually have a shop front. I don't know, whether some of them are like that, because the couple I went to look at, all the doors were shut. No.
Well, sometimes if you look at the opening times, they can open for lunch and then for evening, so they may not open during the day. They might close at the 2, especially if it's a chippy, because most chippies are open for lunch and then for tea, aren't they? They don't open in between. Yeah. So that could be part of the problem as well. Yeah. But no, that's good. That's fantastic. So obviously that's your first one in the bag. So now you don't have to. You're not going to think they're going to kill you, because what were you thinking as you were walking? Like you said, you saw that door and you thought, I've got to walk in that door. What were you thinking as you were walking in? What did you think?
Well, when I went in, I saw a female at the desk and I saw 3 blokes behind the counter, and I just felt a little bit intimidated, thinking one of them might be the manager and they might come out and say, what do you want? But luck would have it, the manageress was the female, the assistant manager was the female, who seemed to be quite pleasant and quite open to chat. So I think we're all going to have different experiences every time we go, and there're going to be good times and bad times. I think, I'd like to say, I'd like to make an appointment to speak to the manager. If he's not in now, what's a good time, and arrange to go back, So I'll try a few different things just to see what works best.
I think it's about, like you say, it's about being friendly and not pushy, because nobody wants a pushy salesperson. So if you're obviously say, look, I'm really sorry. Obviously, I can see you're busy. When's a better time? And that always sometimes they might say, no, I'll be okay. Let me have a chat, and then you can just give a brief overview. But if they haven't got the time, you don't want to waste your time because they're not going to be listening. You better say, look, I'll arrange. Let's arrange a better time, and we'll come back for 10 minutes.
What I did actually say as well is I said, look, I'm not a salesperson. I haven't got like a sales pitch. I'm doing this because these are friends of mine who've started this off. And I think it's such a fabulous idea that I've committed myself to go around and spread the word. So I don't know whether that was probably quite nice because I'm not some pushy salesperson. And I actually know the people, the owners.
Yeah, and maybe, like you mentioned that quote on the back of the book that Aki mentioned, just lead with that as well, saying, look, we know a lot of people in online food ordering services are really struggling at the moment. Not saying you are, but I know that, we know from our own research that a lot of people are, and they'd like to get away from Just Eat, but they're scared. You've got an alternative where you will be moving away from Just Eat, you're not moving away from the principle of how it works, the orders, and you get something back. That's, also showing that you're empathizing with them and what their situation is.
Yeah, that is a good. I mean, I did show them. I did show that last page, but yeah, that's a good tip to reinforce that a lot of places are struggling, and here's a way to help you.
Yeah, and also when they start asking, well, are you going to get us customers? Say, well, look, we have a customer program where we're going to go to charities, football clubs. You've got the perfect one where you say, well, I've got the NHS waiting to come on board, but we need some restaurants first.
Yeah,
right. So you've got a good in anyway because you've got Liverpool covered with the NHS, and obviously I would probably target restaurants near just people live everywhere in Liverpool, don't they?
The NHS link I've got is right across the country, so
it's not just right. So it's not just Liverpool, right? So you've got the perfect. Well, we all want what you've got when it gets going. So well done, and you've already got them in principle to say but we just need some restaurants.
Been back in touch with the girl, and she said, just come back to me when there's more takeaways on board. So that's in the pipeline.
Fantastic. So has anybody else got any kind of experience? Karen, how did you get on? Karen?
We haven't been out yet, Sharon.
Oh, you were going to some recruitment consultancies, but they didn't want to talk to you, did they? Because they didn't.
Well, they did talk to us, but they just said that it's not something that they would consider on direct sales because they want people on salaries, basically.
Yeah, so that's the difference between, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. We're obviously based on what we talked about yesterday. So obviously going to high street travel agencies as recruitment consultancies is not the way to go. You need to go to the online one. So is everybody okay if I show you that principle now?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, so let me just share my desktop. Right, so what I did earlier on, I did it yesterday with Karen. So I went on to Google. So everybody can you see my screen, everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, so first thing I did was free places to advertise jobs in the UK. So I just typed that, first of all. And it came up with, you've got Indeed, and I've been on Indeed today, and it does work. It is obviously this is one of the biggest recruitment consultancies in the country, but I'm not sure whether they'll deal with individual, people. They're more company driven.
Sharon?
Yeah?
I put an ad on Indeed, and within half an hour, I had my account closed, and the ad because I'm not interested in that type of thing as well.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I think because I tried registering, and you need a business account. So obviously once they see it's more commission only sales based roles, they're not real. This is a real recruitment consultancy for real people with real jobs, where we're not offering people jobs here. We're just offering them an opportunity to earn a bit of extra money. So Indeed isn't the right one, but we did find, where was the one I got? This Adzuna down here. Now, is that still okay, Adzuna? Karen?
Yes, it's been fine. It's still there.
Okay, so you've got Adzuna, which is a free place. The first one you can do is free. I'm not sure. We haven't worked out yet what the cost is after you've had your free one, but it's worth trying one for free anyway. in your area. So you can go on to Adzuna. Now, are you okay if I show them your advert?
Yes, that's fine.
Let me just go to your advert 1 sec. A different thing. So this is the advert that Karen did. Obviously, you can tweak it, you can copy it. I mean, obviously, it's a different area because Karen's in the Birmingham area. Oh, it says it can't find the page, Karen. Is it still there? Definitely.
I'll check. I'll come back to you.
Yeah, so maybe that one's, I mean, some of these recruitment consultancies may not like, what we're doing. So you need to just keep trying with different ones. Just let me just see if I've got anybody else waiting to come in.
I haven't got an email to say that, it's been taken down, but I'll go and have another look. Just 1 sec.
Okay. So what I would look, so there's Adzuna, which is adzuna.co.uk. I can't show you the content because we haven't got it at the moment, but you can create an advert on that and just tell them that it's a commission-only based job, which we did offer commission-only as one of the options. So it's not like it wasn't an option. I had another look and I found one called freeads.co.uk. I think with this one I put in, I think I did classified ad jobs UK. So you just need to play around because obviously you've got people on here advertising for, hold on, where's it gone? Classified ads jobs. Well, there's Gumtree as well. I know that's definitely one that you can use. UK classified ads is another one. Where's that classified ads job gone now?
So is this to advertise for affiliates?
For commission-based only salespeople. So one option you could use if you wanted to. Let me just come back to you all so you can see me. One option that was suggested. I'm not saying everybody would want to do this, but it depends what you want to do. Is you could advertise for commission-based only sales reps who are to go and do the door knocking for takeaway. So you've got sales experience. So people who are not scared. I mean, obviously, like you said, your heart was going. You would tend to, some people have done that all their life and they're not bothered.
Yeah.
You might find some university people, graduates who want to or people who are on university break through the summer are willing to go and make, if you're going to give them you're going to make £125. So you could give away 75 or £100 of that. All right, I know you're giving it away, but it's a takeaway in your business, which is important. And what you might find is that after they've done 2 or 3 and they've got them on board, they might think, hold on a minute, I could be making £125 here myself, so I'll become an affiliate. So you then get an affiliate off the back of it.
Yeah, good, got you. Yeah.
That's an option that you could go down if you want to try that, but you do have to be prepared to give up £100, or you've got to set the price, whatever you think is a fair price for them doing all the legwork effectively. And you're just going to you'll give them a list of the right, you've got the list, you'll give them the list and say, go forth and multiply. Give them a bit of training, and give them a bit of training, obviously, of what to say and what not to say, so, and we'll obviously get Aki involved in this when we can. I'm sorry Aki can't be on the call at the moment today because he's got family problems, so he's at the hospital at the moment, so we're just going to leave him on that. But I think, obviously that's an option. You could go down that route.
That would work. That would work if the takeaways sign up for the £2.95, but not if they take the staggered.
Exactly. I wouldn't even give that approach an option. I'd just say, especially, I wouldn't even tell them that exists.
No. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
That's only if you're doing it yourself, because obviously it's more beneficial for you. Sorry, Carol, were you saying something?
Yeah, it's been taken down. I didn't get an email to say it had, but it's gone.
Which one? The other one?
Yeah, the second one I put on. Yeah.
What, is the first one gone as well?
The first one was gone with Indeed. That went within about half an hour.
Right.
They just terminated the account, and then the account's still running with Adzuna, but the ad isn't there. What
I'd do is I'd just send them an email to support. Just ask them why it was. Obviously you want feedback on why it was taken down, so you can address it.
I did that with Indeed, and all they did was send me back the saying it wasn't. We couldn't sort of reset it back up, and they just sent me the information on guidelines and stuff, but. It wasn't easy to see what the problem was, but no, we didn't like it anyway.
Okay, I've got something. John, do you want to just open up your chat and just tell me what you mean by what you're saying in your chat so we understand? John? John?
Is that my John Hutchinson?
Yes.
He's my affiliate, one of my affiliates.
Yeah, he's saying they don't work like that. You'll have to frame it in different ways. They cannot make money out of it. So I just want to know what he means. So, John, where are you? Are you there, my dear? You're hiding. Has he mentioned it to you? Anything like that?
No.
I mean, this is an option. I wouldn't personally think it's the best option. It's an option. Don't rule out everything. I mean, these are all different ways of building a team, and you've got to think of everything. I get drop cards. Think about what you've seen other people doing in the past. Do drop cards and leave them at petrol station. Anything. Whatever you think you need just to get your face out there so people get to know who you are and the business and what is like Eat2earn. Because eventually people are thinking, I've seen this Eat2earn everywhere. Who is it? What are they all about? So you want people to know that you're Eat2earn for Liverpool, and they'll come to you so they can find out more about it. Because ideally, in time to come, when we've got quite a few restaurants in, say, Liverpool, that there'll be other ones wanting to come on board. Well, when they ring head office, they'll be saying, well, we'll get our rep from Liverpool to come and see you. And they want that person to be you, obviously, because you'll be the more prominent one. Yeah. So the one doing the most work in that area, presumably, will get, will be the one who we tend to send across to, if they ask for a particular person. But I think it's just a matter of, you've got to try everything. I mean, don't rule anything out.
I think it's a really good idea to try. Obviously, it's not easy because not all the sites will take it on. I think what John's saying is, the recruitment agencies or whoever they are, there's nothing in it for them, is there? We want to just
that was the thing with the
sorry, is that John?
Yeah, sorry, I was just trying to unmute myself. That's why I didn't reply in the chat. No, they won't because their model is completely different, so they will just ignore you. So you've got to find another way of approaching them or ignore them completely, because I don't see how that's going to work, because they're wanting people who are going to provide salaries. They're going to get commissions off their salaries. So that probably is not going to work, I would think. But that's my own view.
And have you tried that? I mean, anything like that in the past?
Well, I've had. I work mainly in education. So I've had loads of students who go through that. So that's usually how it works. It's actually getting the time with an established business, and then you can get the commission off there. So I mean, there may be a way of doing it, but it just has to be reframed. That's all I'm saying.
Right. So we need somebody who's got a bit more experience in that field to come up with a kind of an idea of where we can approach that. If we want to go down that route, I'm not sure everybody will, because not everybody will want to give up their commissions really. But there'll be people out there who see a bigger picture and think, well, I can't do it all by myself. If I get somebody who's going to go and get me 100, then I'm willing to give up 100, 100 of it per person, because there's 100 people in my business, effectively. Yeah,
I'm certainly prepared to do that, because I wasn't expecting any commission to start with. So the fact that there is commission is an added bonus. So really, I'm happy to give up half. I was thinking of a couple of family members of younger ones, thinking, if they go and sign someone up, I'd just split the commission with them. So it's a similar principle, isn't it? So it's just fine.
It just made me think, because I've got some nephews around who've just finished college and stuff, and they'll be outside to work.
Yeah.
So but the only problem with them being young is they might not be given the same kind of
respect.
Seriously.
Yeah. Yeah, but the likes of students of age and upwards will be all right.
And they're the people who tend to use it. I mean, it's those kind of people who are using the system more than anybody else. So
I think that's definitely worth more consideration.
Yeah, well, Carl's saying Gumtree, and I'm thinking, I've been trying to get off Neil. Neil's working today, so I've been asking him, because I remember he used to do like a business back 10 years ago, which was more direct sales, and I'm sure Gumtree's the one. The only thing with Gumtree, which is fine, but the only thing with Gumtree is expect a load of phone calls from people saying, oh, we can sell you adverts in our whatever XYZ magazine or paper, and they'll suck you into thinking our you know, our reader database is massive, and you end up spending hundreds a week and getting nothing. So don't go down the Gumtree work, but don't be hoodwinked into getting the adverts from them. Not Gumtree, but people on Gumtree who see you advertise and think, oh, we can do a better job for you.
Right.
So yeah, so try Gumtree, and I'll try and find out if there's any others like that. But it'd be useful for somebody to try Gumtree and let us know if they block your ads.
Yeah.
Don't be let up by the Gumtree. Neil, I don't know the turnover. I mean, most of the restaurants that we've got on board at the moment are coming from Birmingham and also Sunderland. Now, the ones in Sunderland have been done through telephone first, and then somebody's followed them up. And then the ones in Birmingham, I think, it's a group of people who've got a lot of takeaways in their network, effectively, like they know people who've got takeaways. So I think that's the way they're doing it. So you all have to try your own way. I mean, what we're looking for, like I say at the moment, is affiliates, because we don't want we don't want just a few people. I'm not saying there's only a few people, but we want to build the network of affiliates first, and then you're going to be classed as the founder members effectively, because you'll have the actual the chance then when we open up in, like, say, Ireland, or when we open up in Europe or Bangladesh or wherever we go next, you'll be there first. You can tap into those people first before anybody else can actually go for it. So, you know, that's the thing you've got to think of, is that you're the founder members. So you're the ones who can drive this business forward. And what we learn through what we do with us, we can then create a training program to help everybody else. So they'll be in your team effectively. They can only go under those 5,000. They can't go anywhere else because they've got to start with somebody. So that's a good thing as well. So if anybody's got any ideas on anything that they think will be useful for everybody, because we're all in different parts of the country. It's not like we're competing with each other. And eventually we will be competing with each other, but at the end of the day, it's all about we're helping the business and people and you know, customers and affiliate and takeaways. So we all need to be, you know, helping to share information, not keep it to ourselves, because that's not good either. Karen, I don't know that information. You'd have to speak to head office. So if you want to just send them an email and just see if they can help you on that, so that you don't go to the same people. I don't look at the database, I'm afraid. John, I don't know the exact number of restaurants and takeaways. I don't know, but we haven't got there is no upper limit for takeaways and restaurants. There's about 56,000 in the country, and if we can have all 56,000, then bloody go for it, you know. But I don't think we're going to do that. I mean, obviously, if we can actually if we can get 10% of that, then we're happy with that. If we can get 20%, even more. Why is it important, John? Just let me know why you think it's important, you know.
Because that's what's going to drive the business. It doesn't matter whatever else you say, that will drive the business. You've got to have the number of takeaways that are in the network. Once you get a sufficient number, then that things will really start happening. But that's the number that counts.
Okay, well, we'll find out. I mean, I know there's a 3-week lead time from when we get orders to actually getting them live. So, I mean, obviously the live ones are what counts, because obviously until then, there is none. I meant to get a postcode so I could show you the Sunderland area people. So I can't do that now because Aki's in the hospital, so I can't even ask him. So for next week, I'll make sure I've got a list of postcodes where there are restaurants, so you can have a look and see what kind of restaurants are coming on board. So that makes it a little bit easier as well. But I'll try and get that information, John, for next week, if that helps. So is there anything else, guys? Anything else you want to ask? I'm going to look at Facebook. So first of all, is anybody wanting to find affiliates on Facebook?
Yeah.
And I know, John, you mentioned LinkedIn. So LinkedIn's possibly a good idea, but you obviously just and I've not even gone down the LinkedIn route, so that's something else I can look into. But Facebook's easier because I know a bit more about Facebook. So I think I've got a tool somewhere, and I just forgot what it's called, which helps you to identify people who've got like a specific like or a specific interest that might pinpoint people for you to go and connect with. Now, you're not going to be able to connect with them straight away, say, oh, by the way, I'm doing this. You're going to have to build up some kind of relationship with them, which we all know about relationship building, but it gives you the opportunity to find people who have got interests, really. And maybe that could be things like, hold on, I've got somebody saying, let's try SR49, just 1 minute. I'm just going to log into Eat2earn, just 1 second, and just show you. 1 sec, let's have a look when it wakes up. So if we put a postcode in here, this should bring up something. There we go. So these are some of the restaurants in that area that we've already got. This is just one postcode area. So they're Indians, fried chicken, a fish and chip shop, Indian, fish and chip shop, Chinese. So that's just one, and that's in SR4. So obviously that delivers £2.5 to 150, 250. So that's just some of them. And we're going to put these on the new website when it goes live, which is going to be more of an affiliate website. So that once we've got those, we can do that. Thanks, Abu. That's really helped. So we'll probably get a few more. I'll get a few more postcodes so I can show you more. But I'll try and get a list of how many we've actually got. And don't even if we've only got 20 or 30 or 40 or whatever it is to start. We're brand new. So we've got to start somewhere. So if we've only got 20, it means we've got 20, and then next month we'll have 40, and then we'll have 60, and then we'll have 200, and it grows from there, doesn't it? But
those prices, see those prices you just showed with delivery charge and all that sort of stuff. That's exactly the same price the customer would pay if they went direct to the take. Yeah. Okay.
We don't charge them anything. Not like Just Eat where they pay a 50p delivery charge. Well, a 50p admin charge, but also. Yeah, I mean, that's a customer. The customer pays nothing to go, and they don't pay any fees apart from what they would normally pay, which is the price they would just get off the main menu. But with regards to Just Eat, they're not allowed to change the menus. They've got to have the menu that Just Eat. They can't change the prices or anything. They can't have a price in the restaurant and the price for Just Eat. They've got to have the same price.
Okay.
So it's not like they can undercut.
Well done, Leslie, on what you've done. That's fantastic what you've done. And that's the approach I want to take, is to walk in with the booklet once I've downloaded it. So I can download that now. It's all finished, is it? It's all up to date.
It's as up to date as it's going to be. But if you want to obviously pick some, if there's anything you feel that's missing, then let us know and we can update it. That's why we don't recommend you print anything as in get them mass produced. Just print off what you need personally. And then if you find
I'll take a tablet in for me. I'll take a tablet in with it on the tablet.
Yeah, that's fine.
And same approach that Leslie's done, really. That's my aim.
I think with Leslie, I mean, the way, obviously with her, it worked because she couldn't get to the person, so she could leave it with them. So you might want it on the tablet, but if they're interested, then you can leave, have one in your back pocket or in your file or something. Just a printed copy. It doesn't need to be colour.
Well, I went to the library and had all the staff running around trying to help me print colour copies off. Yeah. I'm monopolised.
If you're struggling, obviously the library's one, but also Staples do colour photocopies. I'm not sure how much they charge, but they do it as well.
Cheaper at the library.
Cheaper at the library, yeah. Will be cheaper.
Library, yeah.
Oh, you just print stuff in black and white. You don't need a colour thing at the, in that point, where you're just literally leaving it for reference. You can always say, look, we're going to get some more of these produced, but I just want this just to, get you started, really.
So they're going to be in the shop, these booklets are eventually to buy?
Yeah, you'll be able to buy them off the website. So you'll just, I'm not sure whether I think you'll have your details on the back. I don't know if you know as well, the small, the A5, this A5 leaflet.
Okay, yeah.
Right, well that is okay, but it's only one-sided. There's nothing on the back, and it's quite big. So there is one that is about the size of a business card. So about that. Karen, you've not got them yet, have you? It's about this big.
Yeah, it's business side card, but we haven't got them yet.
I know that's a train ticket, but it's about that size, and it'll be double-sided, and it'll have more or less everything that's on that, but on that small card. And then I've also, the way it worked before, I think it had that information on the front, and on the back it just had the QR code with the man. Oh no, sorry, it had the head office details with the little man. And I think the QR code was on the front. So I've asked them to move the man across and put your details on the right. So you don't actually need business cards. You could use those flyers that are that size and not get a business card, because the business cards are just It's just your name and address and a scooter man.
Yeah.
So that might be another thing to do as well. I'm going to pin myself because I don't think you can see me. So did you see that when I showed you the front and the back? So about that size, but with all that, everything that's on that is on a 2-sided small flyer, which I would use as a business card. So it's more, I mean, I've got a lot of business cards, so I'll continue with mine, but you know, it's just useful to have to give to people, and especially if you're doing it in the street, because eventually you might want to, once we get to the customer side, you might want to go and put a stall up in the street in nearby where you want to give out cards, and just like that stand that was in Sunderland last weekend, which looked really good. I thought that was a brilliant piece of kit. You could just have your little cards on, you can just give them out, and they're not going to throw them in the bin as they walk past then.
So I did these at Vistaprint. I don't know if you could. It's probably back to front.
Let me just make it bigger so we can see. Hold on.
Probably back to front though, but you can get an idea.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Have you got something on the back or just one-sided?
No, I didn't, because I was in a rush for that thing we were doing. So I didn't.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So I had about 500 of those done. So I'll go in with my tablet, with the digital book on, and I'll leave one of those.
Yeah, and I think everybody, you know, obviously you can do whatever you like. I mean, you can get your own domain names. The only thing we ask you not to do is, just 1 minute, is not to have Eat2earn in the either Eat2e or Eat2earn. You can have anything to do with it. I mean, mine is, I think you saw that Carl's was you eat, you share, and you earn. Mine's eatshareandearn.com. You know, you can have something like that. Karen's has got a really good one. Karen, what's yours?
Eat Scot Free.
Eatscotfree.com. So that's quite a funny one as well. So you can go for catchy ones, or you can go for, you know, ones that kind of tell the story, but don't call it Just Eat or anything, you know, or Eat2earn or anything like that. Have your cake and eat it. I think that's a good one as well, John.
I've got Eat, Share and Get Rewards.
Yeah, and that's good as well. So I think, and you know, just be creative in what you, you know, what you think. You know, it's as long as you like it and you can quite happily say it. Try not to get ones where they've got double letters. So like where you have 2 words beginning with the same letter, you know, together, because it gets complicated because you have to say it's got like double E in the middle. So you don't want anything like that. And try and make it so it's not. I think they were trying to have a website called for the stationery called Eat2earn merchandise.com, right? So some people spelt merchandise with an S, some say it with a Z. You know, you'd be having people saying, how do you spell that? So they've changed it. So I think it's called Eat2earnonline.com. I think you've seen. Did you see that anywhere? Let's have a look.
No.
Eat2earnonline.com. See if that's working. No, that's not. It's not live yet. So that's what's on the back of the brochure. So whoever's got one of those online brochures printed off, it should be on the back of that. What does it say, Leslie?
Oh. Okie dokie. Just a moment.
On the next to the back page where it says you can get your stationery from here.
Oh yeah, it says on there. Yeah.
What does it say? Eatshareandearn.com or eatshareandearnonline.co.uk. Which one was that?
It says. It's got orders at eat2earnonline.co.uk.
I think I did .com, eat2earnonline.uk. All right, okay, here we go. But it's asking for opening on the 1st of August. So that'll be, so it's not yet available, but it will be available on the 1st of August, and you'll have a password that you need to enter to get in. So they'll obviously give us all that information as well. So we'll just have to pass that on to people when we actually, you know, when we're sharing that information with them. We just need to give them the password as well.
Yes.
That sounds good. Is there any other questions from anybody? I've not seen any others. I don't know.
I've got a couple when everyone else is finished.
Okay, has anybody else got anything before Leslie takes the floor again?
No, nothing for me.
Anybody else? Obviously, anytime you've got a question, please put it in either the chat box or the Q&A. Oh, there is no Q&A on this, so in the chat box. Okay, Leslie, over to you. Fire away.
Right. The girl today in the takeaway said, do you give us the equipment? 'Cause they seem to have like a little console from Just Eat. So I thought, what equipment do they need? Do they just need a PC?
What
Or
they get, I haven't got a picture of it, but what they actually get, it looks like, if you imagine a phone, think of
Yeah.
the size of a phone.
yeah,
It looks like a phone, but it's actually a printer. So yeah, well, that's part of the 295.
yeah,
That is for the printer itself, which gets plugged into a phone line,
yeah.
and that prints off all their orders. So it prints off multiple copies of the order, one for the back office, one for the front office, one for the.
So that's all they need. They don't need a PC with Eat2earn. No, so we give them everything they need.
Yeah, ideally, if they've got a PC, then that would be good if they need to ever to make any changes to their, although they could do it from a mobile phone. If they had to log into their admin phone, piece to like turn make one of the products, say maybe they've run extra chicken, and they need to disable chicken orders, or they need to close down because there's been a fire alarm or something.
I'm sure most takeaways will have a PC in the back office, won't they, for doing that type of thing.
Or they'll have a mobile phone that they can use to log in and do it.
She showed me, it looked like a little console thing that was from Just Eat.
When you say console, what do you mean by console?
I don't know, like a bit like a phone, I suppose. A bit just like a little piece.
Yeah, I think they do offer them like iPad thing, but they don't need an iPad. They don't need that information because I bet half of them don't even use that. All they need is some way of getting the orders to be printed off.
Yeah. Okay.
Obviously, Just Eat, don't forget, Just Eat are a multi-billion dollar company. So when we get to a point where we've got a massive amount of customers and businesses, will be then upgrading everybody to smartphone technology, but most of them don't even have a smartphone. They wouldn't even know how to use it. So at the moment, I think the printers
so that's fair enough. The once they're actually set up, people will order and it will just come through on that printer.
Yeah, like it would do, like they used to have. I mean, they'll have that from other businesses that they use, because they normally don't just have one. They have multiple different ones. So yeah, and it rings. So when an order comes through, it rings the phone. So it is a phone as well.
Yeah, that's fine. That's perfect. And the other question I had was, I know that we're not really pushing the $4.95 taken from the orders, but if somebody does go down that route, is there something on the sign up page to accommodate that?
There will be. It's not there at the moment. So obviously, I have had a chat with, because I've been doing a video for how to register, and I noticed that the $3.95, like where he was doing a $2.95 plus a $3.95, that's still on there as a tick box. So I've kind of, they're going to get that removed, but obviously they're doing the things that are more important at the moment, which is getting the payment structure right.
Yeah.
The actual graph, so you can see your downline. Has everybody looked at that, by the way?
Actually,
have you seen it? Has everybody? No. So let me just, while you're here, I'm going to log you into my screen then, just 1 minute, and I will show you what it looks like in the back office now. 1 minute. God, I'm getting hotter by the minute. Can't believe it. If there was a swimming pool, I'd be jumping out the window by now. Just waiting for it to warm up. I'm just going to have to dab myself a minute, guys. Oh, God.
You should have a fan trained on you.
Yeah, I know, but I've got a fan, but if I put it on, it sounds like an airplane taking off, so you'd never hear me.
Well, you could have Neil wafting you with something in the background.
I wish I could, but he's filming at the moment on Father Brown, so I haven't got that chance. He's in the Cotswolds. Oh, come on, what's going on? Eat2earn.co.uk. I've got that right, haven't I? Oh, there we go. Right, so let's just log in. So what you're going to find now, if you come to your back office, you're going to see, if you view, I don't think these are up to date. These are just a snapshot, but this is what it looks like now. So you can see your customers and what levels they're on. So level 1 customers, level 2 customers. You can see your affiliates, how many you've got on level 1, how many you've got on level 2. And I know I've got more than that on level 1, so I've not been connected yet. It's showing you your accounts. Oh, that's the same thing. Your referral tree gives you how it looks. So this is you. You've got agents, which are referrals, and their customers underneath it. So you can see who's, that's a level 1 agent, that's a level 2 agent. Eventually, we're hoping that you'll get direct referrals names, maybe not the whole name, but the first name at least, so you can at least identify who's in your team, because at the moment it's a pain when you don't know who's who, because you don't know who's signed up and who's not signed up. You might get your customer's first name, but that might mean nothing to you, because if you don't know who the customer is, then you're not going to know. That's really irrelevant. It's more the affiliates that you want to be able to communicate with. So hopefully we'll get all of the details, including their email address and telephone number, or at least email address, because at the end of the day, they've decided to join you, so they should be willing for you to share for us to share their information with you, but nobody else. So that's your tree. And then if you look at your points, it shows you, if you come to your withdraw points section, it'll show you how many points you've got. And obviously 20,000 points is actually equaling to £200. So that's the way it looks. So you can then obviously make a withdrawal, and it tells you how you can withdraw through the bank at the bottom. So that's how you would fill that in. So every time you've got more than 5,000 points, £50, you'll be able to make a withdrawal. And that goes to your bank. So that's something else to look forward to. But I think there's still obviously this is the front end, and there's somebody working behind the scenes now, connecting all the back end information up so that these trees are updated, because that information isn't up to date, that one. So I know I've got more than 3 direct referrals, so that's just not been updated yet. But it looks a lot better, doesn't it? I must admit.
Yeah, looks good, yeah.
Colours are good, and it explains things a lot better. So that makes, this is going to look brilliant when you've got like hundreds in this level 1 and 2 and 3, because that's where, and obviously you want restaurants. Your restaurants are where you're going to make the money. You can have 300 affiliates, but it doesn't mean to make somebody could have 1 restaurant on each level, and somebody could have 200 affiliates on all 5 levels, and the person with only 1 restaurant might make more money, because the restaurants is where you get where the orders come from. So don't underestimate the restaurants, but don't underestimate the affiliates as well, because they're the ones who are going to help build your restaurants in your team. So you might not have as many direct referral restaurants, but you could have hundreds and hundreds in your levels 2, 3, and 5. That's what you want, really. So that's your residual income, and that's your retirement fund. This is like obviously getting your own affiliates and your own restaurants is your quick income. But most of your income is going to come from your restaurants on your 2, 3, and 4, and 5 levels, really, I would say. Is there anything else you want to look at in here? There is nothing else. I think your account is where it's just asking you if you want to change your details. So you can change your password there. And you've got your invite new referrals. So you've got your referral link, and then obviously you can actually, if you know the people you want to invite, you can just send them an email. Let me see. I don't know what the wording says on this. Let's just try.
Does that actually work? Because I think I tested it and it didn't work, but it was early days.
Hold on, let me just check. I'm going to send it to a different email address that I've not signed up with. I'll just see if I. Oh God, can't believe type. Hold on. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Just see if this works. Sign up as a restaurant. Right. I'll just check on my mobile if it comes through. If it does, I'll show you what it says. Look. I'm just checking now. Oh yeah, it does work. So let me just find that. Let me log into that account. God, I've got that many different email accounts on my PC. It's ridiculous. Can't see it for looking unless I'm in the wrong one. There we go. So this is what the email would look like. I've actually requested them as being an affiliate, so it's probably slightly different to what a customer would be. If you can see, no reply at Eat2earn. Sharon Parkinson has invited you to join Eat2earn. Your customers earn money back every time they place an order, and then you would click here. that click here would probably take them to the registration page, or it should do, which is waking up now. It might not work because I'm logged in, but let's just say it does. There you go, and it would take them to the restaurant, so you make sure you click restaurant or affiliate, so it does work, so that's fine. So yeah, so if you've got people you want to invite, obviously don't do it without asking their permission first, because nothing worse than getting spam emails and from people that, you know, they may be your friends, but they might not even know what the hell what it's all about. Virginia, yes, I'm recording the webinar, so don't worry. That's fine. How does Eat2earn commissions compare with competitors? Commissions, as in what? Which commissions, Neil? Because they don't give commissions out to customers.
There's a good page in the booklet.
Yeah, in the booklet there's like a comparison. But when you say commissions, what do you mean? Do you mean to affiliates? Because they don't have affiliates on their system. Neil, are you there?
Sorry, yeah, just trying to unmute. Yeah, I meant that when customers order through Eat2earn, for example, presumably the restaurant is having to give a commission to Eat2earn for the use of that technology to order through Eat2earn. So how does that compare with Just Eat, for example? I mean, in terms of what Eat2earn is charging the restaurant as compared with what, say, Just Eat is charging them?
Hold on, I can't get to the information that I want to show you because I can't show it. Karen, do you want to just explain, Leslie? Because I've not got the booklet. It won't open up my PC.
I've got it in front of. Oh, you can't see.
Let me just hold on. Let me just get you on screen so you can show it. 1 minute. Where are you? You're hiding from here we are.
I don't know how to do. I'll just read it out, shall I?
Hold on. I'm coming. I'm there. 1 second. Right, go. You're on full screen, so go on. You can do what you want. Either read it out or I'll show it.
Okay. I don't know how. I don't know where. Can anyone see that? I don't know where.
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
Yeah. Oops. So on this page of the booklet, I'll just read it out quick. It's got one column for Eat2e and one column for Just Eat. So startup fees, $2.95 Eat2e, $6.95 Just Eat. Order fees, which is what Neil's asking, 13.5%, but with rewards. And Just Eat take 14% with no rewards. Admin fee, none for us, 3.5 for Just Eat. Customer fees, none, 50p with Just Eat. And Just Eat have no rewards for anyone, and they have no social media links, and they have no marketing literature. So the 13.5% is less than the 14% that Just Eat charge. But of that 13%, as we know, 50% of that is paid back in rewards.
Plus the fact we don't charge the admin fee, which obviously is a fee as well. So we actually, the whole point of it is we're here to be cheaper, but give back. So we're not after try and rape the customers or everybody. We're trying to give back. The company's going to make some money. Hopefully, we're going to make some money in all of this, but we're not here to pay like millions of pounds worth of shareholders, like dividends. We don't need to do that. So we're here to be able to make it reasonable for everybody, but give back as much as we can as well, and to good causes and all that kind of stuff. What is the contract takeaway for Just Eat? I think it's 2 years. It's a 2-year contract, I think. Some of them have to tie themselves in for.
Oh, that's a good point.
It can be 2 years. Some of them are, they're desperate to get off now. I mean, I don't know how some of them. So, yeah, you might want to check where they're up to in that contract. But it doesn't mean to say that they can't be getting themselves ready to go. They can start getting themselves up and running, but not promoting it.
There's no contract term with Eat2e?
Don't think so. It's a 12. If it is, it's a 12-month contract. But they've already paid the fees up front, so there's nothing else to pay, is there? So it's not a monthly fee. But I mean, obviously, we'll double check that with Aki. But I don't know that we tie them into a contract. But most people expect a 12-month contract anyway.
Yeah.
But if we were not performing or there's something happened, and obviously we're not going to ask them to do that. Yes, John, you can ask more questions. Just give us a minute while Les is finishing off.
Yeah, I've finished. That's all I've got to say. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's obviously we are a much more better deal all around. Obviously, we're not as big as Just Eat, so people have to understand that they're dealing with a young company, so that we are going to have teething problems occasionally, I would imagine, but we won't have teething problems on the website performance because we've got one of the best web hosting platforms that we can get. So we've actually spec'd it way beyond the capacity that we actually need. It's just that obviously we don't want to give people a bad experience when they're using it. We'd rather have a good website, even if not everything's working 100%. Like when we first started, the affiliate side of things wasn't working, but now it is. So we get things done, but they might not be ready, might not all work 100% as we want it. But we ask the restaurants to work with us because we're all part of the same. If we all work as a team, them and us, we can make this a massive business for everybody. So it's, that's the main thing, is we all need to work as a team. Okay, John, let me just bring you on. Just one sec. Just need to get rid of that. Do you want to come on camera, or are you happy just to talk?
I'm happy just to talk. I never like coming on camera. But no, I was just following up the question on contracts. So if a takeaway is migrating customers to the new business, how does that work in terms of the contract? Because there are lots of things that go on there which we might need to be aware of.
We need Aki on that to go over that. So what I'll try and do is get Aki on next week to answer those questions.
No, it's a really important question, because I've dealt with takeaways in a completely different capacity because I used to work in waste management. So that was dealing with wheelie bins. You get the takeaways get completely stitched up by waste management companies because they sell them on 3-year contracts and goodness knows. And it's completely different from this, but nevertheless, you've got to be aware of what the contract is doing and how easy it's for the takeaway to get out of it and then to move across, etc. I know there are loads of takeaways that want to do that because I've had experience of that as well.
Yeah, no, we'll definitely get that clarified for next week. So if Aki can't be on for whatever reason, I'll make sure I know the answer to that question because nobody's asked that yet. But it is important, I understand. And I know we've obviously got people who have, because based on the pictures that I showed last week, if I show you because we've got some people on this presentation, 1 second, when I get to it. Well, we've got, if you look, I'm just going to share my screen again. So if you look here, we've got people who've got Just Eat. In fact, that one's there. That particular one's a Just Eat, and then we've got Eat2earn, and they've got Just Eat outside, and it's got Eat2earn thing in the window. So obviously these guys must have maybe already given notice that they're moving.
It may not be a problem, but you just got to clarify it. Hopefully it won't be, but one doesn't know. But I know the way that Just Eat have marketed themselves in the past to takeaways, etc. They just give them all the marketing stuff and they just exploit them, and it's just that's why this business is here.
Okay, Lawson, are you free to can you just come on and talk to us a minute about that, because obviously it's useful information if you've already been talking to people. Let me just find you. Where are you hiding? Oh, there you go. Are you all right to come on, Lawson? Are you there, Lawson? Hi, Lawson.
Hey.
Hi. So
Hi,
just give us, hi, how are you doing? So can you just give us a rundown? Obviously, you've been speaking to them. So what are they telling you? Lawson?
I've got a really bad, I've got a really bad internet. I'm not sure if you can hear me properly.
Yeah, we can. You're not brilliant, but we can hear what you're saying. So if you just want to give us a brief overview of what you've come across. Hi, Lawson.
Right. The techies have spoken. Yeah, can you hear?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. The takeaways I've spoken to, they've already told me that they can walk away. They don't sign any contract with Just Eat. And I've asked Scott about this, and because of one of the shareholders sort of was trying to find out if it was the court, and he said, well, there's no contract. As soon as they, for instance, if they stop taking orders, if there's money coming in, if they want to walk away, then walk away. There's no contract which they sign. I think it's the same with just with it out. They don't have any contract.
Okay, so
according to the customers.
Okay, and where have you? Which area are you going to, Lawson? Which is that? Which part of the country?
Maxwell.
Oh, I didn't get that. Sorry,
Maxwell Hall.
I didn't get it.
I'm in Hull.
Oh, in Hull. Hull?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Okay, so, right, yeah, so I think...
Yeah, also,
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I've got a really bad line.
It's all right, no worries. What we'll do is we'll try and get somebody else who's been to, maybe Aki can let us know as well as to how he's, because he's obviously been talking to people in Sunderland, so we'll find out if he's had any people with contractual problems, and if that's the case, we'll obviously feed that back as well. But from what Lawson's saying, it doesn't sound like you do sign a contract, even though I thought you probably did. So we'll find out more information, obviously share that next week, but at least that's good news as well. So is there anything else anybody wants to ask whilst we're here? I'm not sure if I've got any more questions. Virginia asked if it's being recorded. And there's nothing else coming through. So anybody else got any questions?
No, thanks.
No? Okay, so that's probably the end for this one. So is there anything particularly you want me, obviously I'm going to look at the Facebook thing. Is there anything else you would like me to focus on next week? Obviously if we have new members, I'll do a presentation, but until, there's no point doing a presentation for people if you've all seen it. I would rather spend the time a bit more, give you more value through doing the training, really. But if you've got new people, make sure you send them right, so that's the thing, right? I'm going to create a generic page which has got no links on whatsoever, and it'll just have a video and a couple of videos on what the business is all about and how to get started. And it'll say, go back to the person who sent you this page, right? So there'll be no links on it whatsoever, no links on the video. So you just share that with them before you bring them to the webinar. So we don't have to do presentations on the webinar then. We can use it to do full training. So as long as everybody agrees to that, I'll make sure I do a page. I'll shove it in the WhatsApp group, on the Facebook group. If you're not in the Facebook group, you need to get in the Facebook group as well, because that's where we can pin things in the file section. We can't really do it on WhatsApp. It's a bit rubbish, really. So make sure you join the Eat2earn Facebook group. So there's an Eat2earn page and an Eat2earn Facebook group. So get in there as well. And then that's where I've already started pinning certain things like calculators to the file section, and there's something else I put in there the other day. So I'll be putting videos in there so you can get directly links to the generic page. And then you can share it with people. So just do that. Always make sure you share that video, and then they can come to these webinars then straight into training. So as long as we all agree with that, that sounds like that. John, we don't know yet, so I'll get that information for next week, if that's okay. And I'll make sure this video is uploaded onto the YouTube channel. It'll be tomorrow because some of the guys don't work late tonight, so we'll get that done as well. Yeah, John, don't worry. I'll make sure we get the information. Don't worry.
And how do you join the WhatsApp group?
Oh, who's your sponsor, Neil?
Oh, David Whiteman.
If you just ask David to add you, because he'll have your email, your telephone number.
Okay.
And David can add you, and then we'll just make sure you get in. And then on Facebook, just go to Eat2earn on Facebook, and you'll see there's a Facebook page and a Facebook group. So we just go into the group and join that, and we'll let you in.
All right, thanks.
And that's going to be useful for training, because I can do like Facebook Lives in there. So if there's something I want to share, so we don't have to wait to a webinar on Monday. If there's something I need to share that I think is useful, I'll do a Facebook Live or put a video in that group, which you can then look at, because it's easier than doing it on WhatsApp, because you lose stuff on WhatsApp, whereas with Facebook, you can search for things. So I just find it a lot easier to do things on Facebook, to be honest. Okay, so I think that's everything for this week. So I look forward to seeing you all again next Monday. And then we'll obviously, if anybody's got anything you want me to do other than what we've just discussed, then please, let me know beforehand, not an hour before. So give me a couple of days notice so I can do some research, and then I'll make sure we cover that on next Monday's webinar as well. Okay, guys, so look forward to seeing you next week, and thanks a lot for attending.
Okay.
Bye. Bye. Bye-bye.